Everything was flowing in a way that felt almost too good to question. The conversations didn't feel rehearsed. You weren't calculating every word. She was leaning in emotionally and physically. The eye contact lasted longer than normal. The laughter wasn't polite, it was genuine. There was rhythm between you, a kind of unspoken synchronization that doesn't happen often. You remember specific moments. The way she brushed your arm during a joke. The way she asked follow-up questions instead of giving short answers. The way she mirrored your energy without you trying to impress her. It felt mutual, it felt easy. It felt promising, and that's what made it powerful, because for once you weren't chasing validation. You weren't guessing where you stood, she was investing. She initiated text, she sent voice notes. She checked in during the day. She made you feel wanted without you having to earn every ounce of attention. Then something shifted, not dramatically. Not with an argument, not with a clear explanation. Just subtle distance. Replies became slower. Plans became less certain. The emotional tone cooled slightly. Not enough to accuse her of anything, but enough for you to feel it in your chest, and that's when your mind started racing. You replayed the last date, the last message, the last moment she seemed fully engaged. You wondered if you moved too fast, if you were too available, if you showed too much interest. You started searching for a mistake because your brain wanted control over the uncertainty. But here's what most men don't understand: when things start getting good, that is exactly when emotional risk increases. In the beginning, attraction is light. It's fueled by novelty and dopamine. Dr. Helen Fisher's research shows that early, romantic attraction activates the brain's reward system, the same circuitry associated with motivation and pleasure. It feels energizing, addictive, almost effortless, but when connection deepens, something changes neurologically. Oxytocin begins to strengthen attachment. Emotional bonding increases, and bonding changes the stakes. Now there is something to lose, and the human brain is wired to protect against loss more aggressively than it seeks pleasure. Behavioral psychology consistently shows that loss aversion is stronger than gain motivation. So when emotional value rises, protective instincts rise with it. This is the moment many women pull back, not because attraction disappeared, but because attachment started forming. Attachment theory, originally developed by John Bowlby and expanded by researchers like Dr. Sue Johnson and Dr. Amir Levine, explains that as intimacy increases, subconscious attachment patterns activate. If someone leans even slightly avoidant, closeness can trigger discomfort. She might genuinely like you, but also feel an internal urge to slow things down, not because of you specifically, but because emotional intensity feels destabilizing. If long-term safety hasn't been established, let's talk about what's happening inside her mind. When she begins to feel something real, her subconscious asks, is this safe? Can I trust this? What happens if this falls apart? Those questions don't always surface consciously, but they influence behavior, and distance becomes regulation. Now here's where men unintentionally sabotage everything. When you sense her pulling back, your nervous system reacts. According to research published by the American Psychological Association, social rejection activates the same brain regions as physical pain. Your brain interprets emotional distance as threat. So you try to close the gap. You text more. You increase effort. You subtly seek reassurance. You might not even realize it, but your energy shifts from grounded to slightly anxious, and women are extremely perceptive to emotional shifts. When she feels that her small step back created instability in you, attraction starts to weaken. Because now, instead of feeling drawn towards you, she feels responsible for managing your emotional state. Responsibility kills polarity. Let me explain something crucial. There are two types of pullbacks. The first is emotional recalibration. Second is genuine loss of interest. Emotional recalibration still carries warmth beneath the surface. She may slow down, but she hasn't disconnected. She still responds. She still engages. She still leaves the door open. She simply needs space to process increasing notions. The Gottman Institute's relationship research shows that emotionally healthy individuals often regulate through temporary distance when intensity rises. It's not rejection. It's stabilization. Loss of interest feels different. It feels flat, cold, minimal. There's no curiosity, no investment, No subtle reassurance. The effort disappears consistently instead of fluctuating. Most men confuse recalibration with rejection, and because of that misinterpretation, they create pressure where patience was needed. Esther Perel explains that desire requires both connection and space. When closeness accelerates too quickly without emotional grounding, it can overwhelm attraction rather than deepen it. Sometimes when she pulls away right when things feel perfect, it's because she felt herself getting attached faster than she expected. That realization alone can feel like losing control, and loss of control feels unsafe. Your response during this phase determines whether attraction stabilizes or collapses. If her behavior changes your emotional center, she senses that. Instability. Research in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology links emotional regulation to perceived partner value. Calm individuals are consistently rated as more desirable for long-term bonding when you remain steady, not cold, not reactive, not chasing but composed. You communicate safety without saying a word. Safety reduces fear. Fear reduction increases attraction. Now let's make this practical. If she slows down, John slows down. You don't accelerate. If she takes space, you allow space. If she reaches out again, you respond normally, not guarded, not resentful, not overexcited. Consistency is power, because here's the deeper psychological truth most men never hear. When she pulls away right when things get good, it often means the connection crossed from casual into meaningful territory, meaningful triggers. Vulnerability. Vulnerability triggers protective instincts, and protective instincts test stability. She's unconsciously observing whether your confidence depends on her constant validation. If it does, attraction weakens. If it doesn't, attraction matures because emotional steadiness signals long-term security. And long-term security is what the subconscious mind looks for when attraction shifts into attachment territory. Attraction grows in space when that space feels safe, but attraction suffocates under pressure when that space feels demanded. Your job isn't to force closeness. Your job is to embody steadiness, because when she realizes that your emotional state remains grounded, regardless of temporary fluctuations, something powerful happens. Her nervous system relaxes. Her defenses lower, and she feels safer moving forward instead of backward. That's when attraction deepens beyond chemistry. That's when connection stabilizes, not because you chased, not because you convinced, but because you remained solid when uncertainty appeared, and that is rare.